Hey gang, I am in south central Wisconsin, a place called Sumner, and we are near the rolling hills, farm country here, and I'm at a spot where something really bad happened just over a year ago. It was in June of 2020 that a husband and wife were murdered here, and there was a shootout with police. Right over here, and let's take a look, was the location of what once stood a farmhouse connected to this shed here, if you will. Right here. And it was in this house right here that the brother of that woman, the woman's name was Nedra Anderson, Lemke. She was married to Jim Lempke, and they'd come out here in their red SUV. This was their father's house, right here. And they came out here to do some lawn work, and all the locks had been changed. Well, there was a dispute going on with her brother, whose name was Kevin Anderson. And by the way, he is still at large because he killed them. He murdered them right here as they got out of their SUV, and he was up right here in the bedroom window, and he either came out and shot them at close range or he sniped them. And what's ironic is, and what's crazy is, and the reason this house is not here anymore is because when the police came, they got a report of a burglary. The first deputy that came out, he was being shot at. It was coming from the second floor window. It was Kevin Anderson up there. It was like sniping at him. So they had a shootout, and during the shootout, after other squad cars were coming, all of a sudden there was black smoke here, and the house just started going up in flames. So theoretically, and no one knows for sure, you have to imagine that the house was basically facing this way, and I'm standing about where the deputy was hiding behind his car exchanging fire, and you have to imagine that Kevin Anderson probably ran out the back door and escaped down up this farm field and probably ran off in that tree line. And he was never seen again. He is still at large. He is still at large, guys. I saw this on America's Most Wanted, and I'm going to put some pictures up of him. But this guy's still on the loose. He is dangerous, and I believe he's got to be. He's an outdoorsman. He's an expert shooter. He knows how to live in the wilderness, but in these days, somebody's got to be hiding him. Who knows? But they're still looking for him. So if you see a picture of this guy, Kevin Anderson, call the local authorities. I'll put some phone numbers here in the description box, but really sad stories. So let's head to the cemetery and pay our respects to Nedra and Jim Lemke. Well, that looks like the older cemetery here, across the street. And here at Union Cemetery, this is the newer section, and I do see their graves. They have a bench. So let's go in. Right over here. And I can see from here their picture is on the grave. So what happened was, Kevin and Nedra, brother and sister, their father had died there. You know, that was his house. And I guess Kevin felt that he was entitled to more of the inheritance and control. Who knows what was going on. But apparently that is not what the will said. The will had really named Nedra as controlling the assets and all the things that were left, so he just became enraged. And imagine Nedra and James, here, this husband and wife, how dare they? How dare they? Well, it's a sad story and a sad ending. It's a beautiful picture here. It looks like a type of marble. Well, this is a granite. It has like a marble texture to it, but that's granite. Let's first just take a look at the picture. What an amazing picture. And this just, guys, this just happened. This just happened a year and a half ago, not even. And this guy's still on the loose. Gotta find him. They will find him. 62 years old. There's a beautiful octagonal monument below. American flag. There's some beautiful chimes you can hear. Somebody left some pistachios, looks like. So I'm sure Nedra and or Jim liked those. Well, I'll tell you a little bit about them. Nedra and Jim were Christians, and they were heavily involved in the church. They taught at the middle school here, and they were beloved by everyone. I mean everyone. You can go watch the news reports and all the pastor and all the people talking about them. They left their mark not only on local children, but across the world. They were missionaries. So you just wonder how, why. Is this a reward? They say you can't question God, God's reasons. Sure true in this case. June 16th of 2020 was the fateful day that they passed. Nedra was a little bit of a prankster. She had a real lively personality. And Jim played along. From what I had read, he played right along with it. They were quite a couple. You can see, as you look at this picture, next to a babbling stream in the wilderness, or perhaps nearby here, even on the property they own. Who knows? But it's such an idyllic picture. And I'm sure they're at that place now, in heaven. Well, let's hope they catch this guy. And Nedra and James, rest in peace.